Today I want to show you how to make a hat. So we're going to make a hat for a center for a tree, but you can do this hat for anything. You can make them smaller, larger. We're just going to be doing it for our Candyland themed Christmas tree. And I'm going to show you a super easy way to do it. So what I'm going to be using is I'm just going to use two of my signs because I have them out and it's the size that I want. This is a 10-inch, this is an 8-inch. So anything that you have that would work for this, okay? And then I'm going to use some cardboard. So I don't know about y'all, but I always have cardboard. So I'm going to pull the cardboard apart. The reason I want to use cardboard is because it is stiff and it will be nice. It will make a nice hat that will be strong enough, but it is not so stiff that I can't kind of roll it up. So for the rim of the hat, I'm going to take a pin and I'm just going to take this 10-inch sign and I'm going to draw around it, okay, just like that. Okay, then I'm going to take the 8-inch sign and I'm going to draw around that. Okay, so I'm eyeballing it. If you want it to be absolutely perfect, you can measure it out, but I think this is pretty close. And you can use whatever you want. I'm just going to use a box cutter just to get this part off. I'll be using this part as well to make the cylinder of the hat. So to start out, I'm just going to cut off these edges. The next thing I'm going to do, before I figure out exactly how big I need this, is I'm going to get it so that I can easily roll it. So what you're going to do is just start rolling it like this. And what this is going to do is it's going to kind of allow you to get it around in a circle. It's not hard to do, but you just want to do this first so that it is easier to get it in a circle and measure exactly how much you need. All right. So now you can see it's really easy for me to form a circle with it just by doing that little bit, right? So it just puts little grooves in it so that you can get it into the round shape you want. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to get this cut out. This is my handheld X-Acto knife. I really like this. It's great to work on things that are like shapes. This is what I use when I'm going to make a wreath attachment because it cuts very well. It's easy to control. It has a handle on it. And I won't ruin my scissors. Okay. You don't have to press hard with it. And I'm just gonna cut out my circle first, just like that. Okay. All right. So we're going to be covering this, so it does not need to be perfect. All right. So now I want to cut the inside out. So this is going to be covered. All right, so it doesn't have to be absolutely perfect. But for me, the easiest thing is just to go a little bit slow. If I start to get off, I'll pick it up and start it over. Okay. But remember, you don't have to have it perfect. We're going to be covering this rim to be more like 12 inches. I think that's going to be good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get out my poster. So for the bottom, we're going to use the poster board. Okay. So same thing, we're just gonna draw it out. There we go. All right. I'm just gonna kind of cut it out first, and then I can get it cut out. It's easier to work with a smaller piece. So the rim of the hat, it's great to do the poster board because it has foam in it, so you can get a little bit bigger of a rim for your hat. Okay. You could also do this with foam. You can do this whole thing with craft foam as well. But I really want it to be big enough and sturdy enough because we're going to be putting it on a tree. Okay, so got that. So this is what we're going to use. All right, so this is going to be the cutout. Okay. The way we're going to make this hat, it is not going to be a huge big deal if it is not exactly centered. Okay, because you'll be able to kind of correct that. Okay. All right. So this is better. This is a much bigger brim. So I want a bigger brim. Just because we're going to be setting it down on a tree, and I think it's going to be very important that we have a bigger brim. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this cardboard. I'm going to make it into a circle like this. And I'm going to place this kind of around it like this and see exactly how big I need. And I will give you the measurements. Okay, I want it to be pretty snug. So let's pull it out like that. Okay. So right there and about right there. Let's see. About right here. All right. I think this is what we need. Yes, that looks right. Okay, so we're talking about there we go. We need about a 27-inch piece. All right, so about 27 inches. This is 12 and our cutout is 8. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to take this piece and we're going to start at the bottom of it and we're going to cut slits in it. About an inch or so. Like this. So now, you can picture it. This is our cylinder. This all needs to be folded out towards the outside. Okay, well, maybe we'll do this as the outside. I want the all the little writing to be on the inside, so I don't have to worry about it showing through. So I'm gonna recurl it. There we go. Okay, and then, okay, so once we have it curled the right way and we have all our slits done, we're going to pull these up to the outside. Okay, so pull them all up like this. So if you kind of push it down, you'll see how they kind of all sit to the outside. So then when we make our cylinder, okay, and we take our piece, and when we put it down, we're going to be gluing all of these little tabs to our hat base. So I like to dry fit everything, make sure it is all good to go before I glue or put fabric or anything on. So you can see already, this is how our hat's gonna look, okay? We're gonna do something very similar at the top to put the top piece on, okay? There we go, that looks good. Alright, so we got that part dry fit. It is good to go. Now we're going to do the top. Okay, so for the top, it's going to be similar. I'm going to cut a little bit off the edge. And I'm actually going to make like little triangles. Okay, so just a little triangle, little triangle, triangle. Trim off that edge. Okay, so we have the tabs on the bottom. It needs more support. We have the triangles on the top. Don't worry about what this stuff looks like, because remember, this is all going to be covered. You can cover the inside if you would like. So if this is something you're making for yourself, doesn't really matter. If you are going to be making this to sell, it's a good idea to cover the inside. And one of the best things to cover it with is foam. You can just get nice thin foam and just cover the inside so that it looks all nice and neat. So foam rolls very easily. You can also use this to cover the whole thing. If you would like to use foam to put on your hat, it's a really great option. Okay. All right, so we have our little marks where things are going to be glued. Okay, right like this. Okay. So this is where it's going to go. Our tabs are facing out so that we can glue them underneath our ring. These are going to face in. Okay. So now we're going to fold in our little triangles. Okay, so then if we have it, if we put this in, then we glue our little tabs right on top. Okay, and we're going to take this piece. Okay, so this is the piece that we're going to glue in here. Okay, so we have all of our little tabs, and we're just going to glue them on. And then this piece, we're going to, you can either throw it away, you don't need it, or you can use it to cover, because we're going to be putting the tabs on top to keep it in place. So if you put, I kind of like doing this Reason being is that I can glue these two pieces together, cover the tabs, and I have something that I can actually put things in because this has some styrofoam in it. You know, I can cover it with felt, I can cover it with the foam, you can cover it with fabric, whatever you want. Right, so if you're going to use foam or felt, then using hot glue works great. If you're going to be using fabric, it's kind of a better idea to use something like a fabric tack, because what you don't want is you don't want your fabric to have those little pieces from glue. If you use the fabric tack, then it's going to cover it perfectly. So we can do something like this stretchy velvet. See, and you would be able to see if you put some glue through there. So if you use the fabric tack, then it's gonna glue down nicely and it's not gonna have any ridges or bumps or anything like that. And it's gonna look really nice. And we can go around the edge, okay? So if we're gonna do this, you want, oh, like a good inch or so outside of the piece that you're doing. So if we have an 8-inch, then we'd need like a 10 by 10, okay? So if we do a 10 by 10, that ought to give us plenty. Okay. Let's see. Down here. Okay. So now you can see we have plenty for our seam allowance. And what you can do is on the underside, you can use your hot glue. So for the top part, we use the fabric tack. For the bottom part, we use the hot glue. So to use the fabric tack, you just, put a good amount on here. You want to make sure you have enough so that it's going to stick. Get a good amount. You don't want to put a ton of it towards the edge. I kind of tend to put more in the center. And then I can kind of push out towards the center like this. Okay. See how nice and neat that looks? So we don't have any little spots that are showing. So fabric tack is really great for this kind of thing. And then what we can do to get this nice round shape, first of all, we're going to be stretching it as we go around. We can cut off some of these edges because we're not going to need them. This is why I like to have a separate piece to put over the top piece, the mechanical part, I would say. You don't have to do this. For me, this is what works. Okay. So when you stretch it as you're going around, okay, you see how you get that nice edge? So we can kind of start. Get some glue around these edges. That. So you're not going to see the bottom, so you want any little pieces like this to be on the bottom. That's why it's good to use fabric that's very stretchy, so you have to get the stretchy type of the velvet. So make sure if you get velvet, you're going to get the stretchy kind. Because you can see it will stretch across here. Okay. And then any lumps or bumps are going to be in the back where nobody sees them. And you want to work in small sections like that. There we go. So now you can see, look how perfect that edge is. See, that edge is perfect. And you're not going to see this underside because, you know, it's going to be on the bottom like that. Then you can come around and you can trim off all the excess. It's like wire. It's better to have too much than not enough. It's hard to patch. It's easy to take off. So it's better to err on the side of having more than you need. If you see any areas that aren't sticking, go ahead and fix those. Okay. So trimming this off is just going to make it easier to make sure that this sticks to the piece that we're going to be gluing the tabs to. See, look at that. Isn't that lovely? Okay. So we got the top done, and it looks amazing. I love that. It looks great. Okay. For this, okay, what we'll do is we will put the fabric down the center, but we're going to leave a little bit of an allowance for the top and the bottom, right? Because we're going to be gluing this into the base, okay? So the base and this will do exactly the same way we did this, okay? So we'll use the fabric tack on the surface of it. And then when we pull it around, what you do is you just use a little bit of glue because you're not going to see that. So for this part, we do the same thing, right? So this is a 12-inch. So we're going to need to cut about like a 14 by 14. Okay, so let's cut our piece for the circle. So we're going to need about a 14 by 14. So let's see. This is 14. And let's get 14 here. About. We'll do there. Okay. So I'm going to use my rotary cutter because it works great for fabric. Okay. Okay. There we go. Just take that piece off. All right, so we have a good piece here. Okay. So you can see this is going to work great. So what I can go ahead and do is I'm going to kind of draw in here. We're not going to cut that whole amount because we need some to pull on the inside. So I'm actually going to kind of cut like an X in it like this. A little bit more. Okay. There. All right. See, and what we'll do is we'll kind of cut it back a little and we'll flip it over. So we're going to start with our fabric tack. Let's get that. There we go. You want to get them out because you want it to stick. It does give you a few more minutes to get your things in place than like hot glue. There we go. So you don't have to work as fast as you do when you're working with like hot glue. Okay. I'll use this circle to help me get it in place. Okay. And then I'm just going to kind of go around like this. Okay. So I'm going to use my scissors to cut some of this out. See, making that X makes that a lot easier. Okay. So on the outside, it's really easy to stretch it and go over. On the inside, you really can't do that. So what you have to do is you have to cut tabs. Okay, so we're going to cut little tabs, and that's going to help us get it so that we can get it where we want. So remember, you can cut off the excess. You want to be careful that you don't cut it so close that you're not going to be able to hide the piece. I generally cut them at an angle. Okay. I don't want to cut all the way to the piece. Just a little bit before it. See, and then you can see it's easy for me to pull and stretch it. So on this side, I can use the glue. So we can start with the inside. Pull, pull, pull. Get it in there. Want to make sure that you get that nice little edge here. Okay, and work in small sections because with the hot glue, you're not going to have as much time to work with it. So it's better just to work in small sections. There we go. We're going to trim off the excess once we're done. Remember to pull and stretch. That's what's going to make it have those nice edges, is doing that. That's why you like materials that are stretchy. So this is stretchy. Felt is stretchy. That's why it's a great thing to use. The foam is stretchy. Any of those work really well because they do have that stretchy factor, which is what you want. So I'll flip it over in a minute and show you what I mean. Okay. So you can see how nice and smooth it is in there because we did the tabs and we folded it over. So now we can just go through and trim all this off. Look how pretty that looks. Okay. Oh, that looks amazing. So now we're going to do this part. And go ahead and cut off the edges because we already know we're not going to need those. Okay. I love this pink color. So pretty. This is our tightest edge, so we're going to start here because I want to make sure that this gets down the best because it is tight. I'm going to pull and glue that on nice and great. There we go. Okay. Pull, stretch, and then just push it down, make sure it's on there good. Okay. If you want the fabric to go all the way across, right, because this is going to be on the bottom, so if anybody looks at the bottom, they're going to see it. I'm going to use either foam or felt because this fabric is a lot more expensive than those. So I want to keep as much of the more expensive fabric to use on the actual parts that you can see. Okay. Pull. There we go. Look how pretty that looks. That looks amazing. Okay. So we can trim all this off. That's good. Look how pretty that looks. See how nice that looks? Okay. So now, if we took this, okay, put this over it. Look how nice that rim is. See how nice that rim is? It's awesome. Okay. Next thing we're going to do is cover this. Okay, so we have the top and the bottom done. Now we're going to get this center part done and then we can start putting it together. So what I want to do is measure this out. Okay, so it's about 27. So I'm going to do like 28 and it is about, well, let's do it this way. It's about 8 inches. So 28 by 8, okay? So that's what we need to cut. So we'll start this way. Okay, do our 28. Oh, let's fix that. Okay. All right. There we go. So that, we'll do like 8.5, okay. There we go. Now we can check, make sure this looks good. Yes, this looks good. Okay. All right. That looks great. So I have a little bit, about a 1/2 inch or so of an overlap, so I can kind of fix it when we get it together. I want to glue it pretty close to these edges so that they will be nice and flush. All right, so this is a really big space, so I'm going to kind of work a little at a time here. Okay. All right. So, get this on the edge here. There we go. Okay, and what I can do is pull it back this way. Okay. Okay. And then I'll just bring it over. Okay. Press it into place. Oh my gosh, that's so pretty. Okay. And then go on, and I'm just going to keep doing this all the way down. Okay, so we've gotten the whole thing done. Okay, so I want to give it about 15 minutes before I try and glue everything together. It's just going to help kind of make sure that that's tacked well, but you can see what we're going to do is we'll have a little bit of a little overlap here. That's going to help to keep everything together. Okay, so we're going to let this dry for about 15 minutes, and then I'll come back and we'll finish it up. Okay, so it's been a little while, and so we're going to start to get this together. Okay, there's my mark right there where I want to have it meet. Okay, let's just make sure that's correct. Oh, look how pretty that's going to be. Okay. Okay. So I want to have all of this. So now you can see it's going to have this nice clean edge there. Okay, so I'm going to pull this down a minute. Okay. I'm going to start here on the edge, and I'm going to go all the way around. So I'll start putting some glue in. I'm going to glue my tabs down. I want to make sure that it stays right against this edge, so I'll get that nice clean edge. Okay. There. So I'll glue all of this down and get this in here nice and tight, and then I will come back and cover this edge because I can cover the whole thing together. So I'm just putting some glue down, gluing my tabs. I also want to make sure that the fabric is on this side. Okay. glue over here. So I'm just kind of gluing the opposite side because I want to make sure this stays open and nice and tight. Okay. So the way I glue mine down is I will glue everything down and then I'll put something around this, and it's like a second layer of making sure that it is going to stay nice and tight, and it'll cover it and make it look really nice. Okay. Okay. So it's kind of like a double layer of protection to make sure it's going to stay together. Okay. You do want to hold it and make sure it is gluing down. But when I put a second layer on here, it's going to keep everything down and nice and tight. Okay. You do want to use low temperature heat. Okay. Let's see how it looks. Oh, that looks so good. That looks so good. Okay, so now I'm going to fix this little part here. Just going to run some glue in here in that little opening. And glue that down. Okay. Okay. I will glue this down, but we're going to get the top on and then we'll glue that down. Okay, so just kind of hold it like this. Okay. Now, you can take this, put it kind of inside here. I may need to trim it just a little so that I can get it inside there. I'm not going to have to take off a whole bunch, just a little. What I'm basically doing is gluing it on both sides. Now, you don't have to do this, but because I want to put things on top of my hat, this is just going to make sure that it's going to stay nice and sturdy. So if you're not going to put anything on top of your hat, you can skip this part. Okay, so we've gotten it pretty close to the top. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue these tabs down. So I'm just going to put some glue on the tabs. Okay, and then push them down. Now I'm using low temperature glue, but you can get the little finger protectors if you're worried about getting burnt. Okay. So then what we'll do is we'll glue this on top, and we'll have this nice clean edge. And it'll be even more secure because we kind of glued it from the top and the bottom. It is an extra step, but I think it's a great step to take because you're going to be securing it from both sides. Okay. I need to push this down just a little bit more. Okay. So what I'm doing is I'm making it flush with the fabric. Okay, so you want to be flush with the fabric. Okay. There we go. That way we can make sure when we put our top on that it will be flush. Okay, here we go. So I'm going to push it from the inside and the outside to get it to glue down nicely. So then you see when I put this on, it'll be flush right there. Okay. No, quit messing with that ear belly. Okay. Now you can do these out of paper if you're not going to be doing something major with them. You can certainly do that. So I do have some adhesive foam. Oh, wrong side. On that edge. Okay. There we go. Okay. I'm going to leave this sitting upside down for a few minutes while it dries. Okay. this out. So this will be for the underside. So it'll be nice and finished. This is glitter foam. And it is adhesive glitter foam. Okay, so I'm going to have to trim some of this off. A little bit. Okay. Now I'm going to try to keep it pretty straight. The trick is to turn the circle with your hand and don't turn your scissors. Try to keep your scissors as straight as possible. Okay. There we go. Okay. I want to make sure that it's not going to show from the other side. I don't think it's good. Maybe just a little bit more off the edge here. Just going to cover our mechanics. So this will probably be like 11.5 inches or even 11 3/4. Not quite the 12 inches that we have the bottom. You want it to be a little bit narrower. That's good. Okay. There we go. Okay. Just fix that edge. Okay. Sometimes it's easier to see from the other side if you have any little pieces you need to fix. Okay. That's good. Okay. All right. Then we're going to do so the cutout for the center. All right. Okay. There we go. Perfect. Okay. So I did cut it a little bit wider because I wanted to kind of cover the cardboard. And so for the cardboard inside here, if you want to cover it, you can do the same thing. Okay, so I just got a piece of foam. It's about 23 inches long to put inside. It doesn't have to be perfect because all you're really doing is just kind of covering the inside. So I'm just going to put a little glue on it and then stick it in. Okay. I didn't have a big enough piece, so I taped it together with painter's tape, which is fine because this is just the inside, and they're really not going to see that. So, just gonna put it in. There we go. Get it glued in there. Okay. Then I'll just trim off any excess. Okay, so I just don't want to kind of see the inside. So I'm going to just glue this on top. And then the bottom will look nice and neat. Okay, so now we're going to put this on. And you want to be super careful when you go to do this because it's really easy to get this glued on itself. So what I generally do is cut or tear some down. This. Okay. Then I can just kind of start in one place. Okay. And then kind of pull back. Okay. If I need to do any trimming, I can do that once I get it on. But you definitely want to just glue a little bit down at a time because it's real easy for this to stick to itself. There. See, and I can even kind of tuck it in on the edge there. Okay. Let's get that part. Okay. This just takes a little bit of patience. But it does save you a lot of time and effort using the kind that already has the adhesive on it. Oh, look how cute that is. So now it is all nice and neat. Yes, look how cute that is. Okay. So now the bottom is completely secured, and so we don't have to worry about that coming loose, and we also don't have to worry about it showing because we covered all our mechanics. Now all we have to do is fit on the top, like this. Okay. Sure, I push this down a little because I want to make sure to get the edge I want. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and glue this part. Okay, that, okay. Okay, and then we're going to glue this part. Okay. You do want to kind of work quickly because you know the glue is going to dry fairly quickly. So if you have spots that you need to fix, that's pretty easy, but you definitely want to get it on there. And put pressure so you can get it to stick where you want. But you can see this is sturdy. I've got a good bit of my weight on it. Okay. Now. Look how cute. Now I've got a little bit that I need to fix here. It's not unusual to have to fix some of the edge. Now we are going to put something over this, so I'm not too worried. But what you can do, if you want it to be perfectly smooth and you don't want to have to cover the edge, is you want to put a little bit of fabric up across the top. But I wasn't going to do that because I already knew we were going to be putting something on this edge here. Okay. This is so cute. Okay. Just getting those edges down. Okay. Look how cute that is. That is so cute. Okay. So there are a lot of options. I didn't get that down yet. For what to do to decorate it. So we're gonna go over that next. Okay. That is so cute. Okay, so for the edge of this, I actually want to put kind of like drips. I got these from Hobby Lobby because I thought it would be super easy. Because it's not really gonna require you to have to cut anything. And this is super inexpensive. You can cut it out of felt, but we're just gonna put it on here like this. Okay, so if you don't want it to be quite this long, then you could trim it up. See, we could do maybe like this. But I thought this was really cute, and it's just really quick and easy. It's in the Christmas crafts. It's 5038278. That is going to be so cute. So what we'll do is we'll just glue it on. Okay. Right on the edge. Like that. Look how cute that is. So I'm going to go ahead and see how much I need. So this is just going to be a big time saver. Okay, so we can trim it off about here. Let's see, how much do we have? Okay, so it's like right around 28 inches, which is perfect because that's about what our hat is. Okay, I'm just going to do a section at a time just because the glue does dry fast, especially if you're using the low temperature glues. So you do want to work in small sections And I want to make sure I get it all the way up to the top. So, there we go. Okay. A little there. Okay. So this is a Candyland. So for this, I really wanted to do kind of an icing look. Okay. Alrighty. Just like that. So you can certainly cut these out yourself, but I just thought it was really super simple to just go ahead and use one that was pre-made. It's going to save a lot of time and a lot of effort. Okay. There we go. Okay. So when we meet back up, I'm just going to fold it over and trim. Okay. There we go. Okay. There we go. You got it to run?
I flipped the breaker off, flipped it back on, and that seemed to reset everything.
Okay. Well, whatever works. Okay, so now we have the little detail of the icing. And I'm going to go through, and any of my little icing pieces that aren't sticking, I'll go ahead and glue those down. Okay. 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 There we go. How cute is that? So cute. Okay. Now, that we've gotten that part done, we also need to put a little something around the band. Okay. So I have lots of little velvet ribbons. Okay. So we can do, you can do around the edge, just to kind of give you some ideas. You can do around the edge to give it a nice little edge. You can do around the bottom like this. So I didn't want something that was really big because I don't want to disturb my icing. So we're just going to do something really kind of thin and narrow. But I want some other colors. So I'll kind of get it started. This. That. Okay. Just kind of glue it as I go. There. I want to make sure I get it all the way down at the bottom. That. There. So I'm just gluing it every like 2 or 3 inches. That way I have a little bit of time to kind of get it to where I want it to go. Okay. Turn it off. There. Look how cute. Now, if you want your hat to have little edges, you can do that by folding up your cardboard. I don't want to do that. I want mine to be flat. So for the front, I can do a little bow. Okay. We're going to make this right here the front. So we can make a little bow. You just want to grab a little loop like that. Another. And another. I'm just pulling loops across. Okay. Trim that off. Okay, so I'm going to take a clear rubber band. And I'm going to use that to keep my bow together. Okay. I can put it right in here. I can take a little piece of this. Cover up our little rubber band. There. Let's put a little glue on the other side. Trim some of that off. We don't need all of that. Okay. Just cut these at an angle. There we go. Put a little glue on this. Okay. Okay. How cute is that? Okay. Okay, so for the edge, for this little edge, I want to put little candies on it because remember we're doing a candy tree. So I have all kinds of little candies in here. Okay. So I'm just going to take them, get some glue on them, and start putting them down. Okay. Whoop, that's backwards. Let's put that down. Okay. That's so cute. Okay. There. Okay, so we have little candies all around the bottom. Okay. There's all kinds of cute little things. You could put gummy bears kind of along here. There's little pieces of candy. Let's put one of these in the bow. Okay, so we're just gonna kind of lift it up and kind of glue it behind there. Oh, that's cute. Let's see if we have another one. Probably, no. That might be the only one. We do have this. But there's all kinds of little candies you can get to decorate these things. Let me see. Okay. Yes. Oh, here we go. Here's a couple. I can add in. Oh, those are super cute. They say candy on them. like this one, so we're going to put this one right by the bow, like we did the other one. Isn't that cute? Okay. A cute one, so we'll put that on the other side. Okay. So, over on that side. There we go. Cute. And for the top, we're going to make a couple cute little things to put on here. So it's going to put some Mod Podge in here. Okay. And what I'm going to do is take the Mod Podge and I'm going to go along the edge here. Okay, and the Mod Podge is going to dry clear. Now you could do a lot of things, but I just want to do these little foam balls. I like these a lot. Okay, so I'll just kind of put them there. Okay, the ones that aren't going to stick will fall off. Hold on, I've got to work faster than that. Okay. You want a decent amount on there. This is felt, so it will dry pretty quick on the felt. And the stuff that doesn't stay will just fall off. And that's fine, that's what we want anyways. So you want a decent amount on there. And remember, we'll be able to get all this back in the container, so I don't worry about that. There, see, we're back around to the front. That didn't take too long. I'll give it a while to dry, and then I'll just go back over with a little bit of Mod Podge and just kind of pat it down to keep it in place. But look how cute that is. Look, look. Look. Look how cute. That's so cute. All right. Glitter rope. This is really cute too. So it's just like a little rope detail like this. I thought this would look really cute because it's just going to go right along the line where our little stuff is. So this is kind of what I was thinking about doing. Let's glue this sucker on. Just going to run a small bead of glue right there and then get it started. Just right along that edge, and it'll nicely cover where we started with that little icing line. Like that. There we go. This is gonna look so cute on the tree. Glue these pieces together. There we go. See how cute that is? See, it looks like a candy hat. Oops. little things that we can put up here. These are so cute. Here it is. Okay. So trim these off. So inside the top, I actually put some of the foam board. So there's foam board and cardboard in here. Let's see, where's the front? So I can poke a hole in it, and then I can place my items down in there. See, and then they're not going to come off. Let me bring y'all. Open this up just a little. There we go. Okay, we can do like that. All right, so I'll just add a little glue. So this is why I did the foam board, so that I could be able to put things into it. So I have pink, I have the green. I just take my little awl, poke a little hole, just like that. Then I can get a little glue on there, put it down in the hole. Okay. I think I might have cut this one off too short. Okay. And this one. Okay. Hold on. There we go. Like that. So I kind of want them to mix colors like this. There we go. All right, and then we can take our macaroon. Okay. Poke a little hole in here. Okay, we still got one of the sticks in. Put it down in there. That'll hold our macaroon in place. Look how cute that is. All right. Then we have some donuts. Okay. All right. Wait, where's the hole? Oh, there it is. Okay. All right. I'm gonna put the donut like over here. Okay, so put a little hole over here. Okay. I'm trying not to get my hand in the wet paint on the macaroon, but I am. It's because I'm impatient and I want it decorated. I don't want to wait. Oh my gosh, that's so cute. Okay, let's put one more donut in. Let's do the blue one. So I'm taking the stick out and flipping it around, so that I can have the pointy end on the other end, because it makes it easier to get it into the styrofoam. Okay. Now I'm kind of putting this at an angle. Okay. That is cute. That is so cute. I love that. Let's do just a couple cake pops. This is why I usually put the point at the bottom. Okay, let's get that in. Okay, there. Okay. I'm gonna put this in and then I'm gonna put the cake pop back on. Need a ton. Okay. All right, let's see, where's the hole? There it is. So I'll put a little glue in the hole. Then I'll put it right back on top. There we go. There's our little cake pop. I'm gonna put one on the other side. So let's do that. All right. It works out a little better if the sharp end goes into the styrofoam because it just works better. All right, let's do a different. I want to do a different color. Let's do pink. Let's do pink. We're gonna do pink. These are just paper ones. So they're really inexpensive to get a whole bunch of. You can get a whole bunch of them. Okay. Let's trim it. No, not much. Yeah, that's good. It's probably more than I need. Okay. There. There we go. Nope. There we go. I'm gonna fix that. It's real easy to poke it through the top. If you do, just put a few little sprinkles on it and they cover it right up. Just like that. That's so cute. Alrighty. These, I just want to put in the front. Okay. Just going to get a little glue on them and glue them down here.